Welcome to What is Artificial Intelligence? I'm Robin Saunders, and I'm a professor at Bay Path University and Norwich University, and most of you know that cybersecurity is my passion. Many of you already know that I have websites that provide educational materials about cybersecurity, but what you don't know is that last week I published a book called Cybersecurity for the Digitally Challenged. It's an interactive electronic book designed for people who are not technical, don't have any background in cybersecurity. If this description fits you, then the book is designed especially for you. The book is free and can be easily downloaded at the iTunes bookstore. Now, back to artificial intelligence. I don't know about you, but when I was young, I remember going to the 1964 World's Fair and seeing incredible and amazing futuristic devices. General Motors had a pavilion called the Future of Reality and the City of Tomorrow, and it was the very, very first time that I actually saw what they called a picture phone. But my first real look at artificial intelligence began when I first started watching The Jetsons.
Meet George Jetson. His boy Elroy. Daughter Judy. Jane, his wife.
Remember when we all thought that that would be our future? Well, some of the predictions did come true. Video calling devices, robotic vacuums, electronic banking, just to name a few. What most of us don't realize is that artificial intelligence is all around us.
Artificial intelligence is all around us. You'll see it when Alexa answers one of your questions, when your email gives you a suggestion of what to reply with, or even when you put a photo on Facebook and it recognises your face. It's so commonplace at the moment that many people, like me, are now asking, what's this all leading towards?
Today, we ask Siri to play our favorite music. Things like, "Hey Siri, please play the Beatles."
Oh yeah.
Or, "Hey Google, what time is it in Sunshine Beach, Australia?"
It's 4:28 a.m. in Sunshine Beach, Australia.
That's just not a random request. Actually, my daughter and her family live in Sunshine Beach, Australia. When you're asking to talk to Siri, Alexa, or Google, you're talking to an artificial intelligence agent, and this AI is learning your personal preferences. The more you use the device, the more it learns, and the more accurately it can anticipate your every need. When someone mentions artificial intelligence, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Now, most of us imagine an army of human-like robots that are repelling against society. Well, a few people, like myself, have a more positive thinking about community, envisioning a bright future. So what exactly is artificial intelligence? It's definitely not a magical program that can think like a human. It's things like virtual companions, the controlled gaming, surgical robots, personal assistants, and other devices that we use every day to make our lives better and more efficient. Now, it was in the mid-1950s that John McCarthy, who was a Stanford researcher, coined the term artificial intelligence, and he would define it as the science and engineering of making intelligent agents. McCarthy presented his definition of artificial intelligence at a conference on the campus of Dartmouth College in Hanover, New Hampshire, in the summer of 1956, and this indicated the very beginning of AI research. The concept of AI has changed over time, but the goal has always been the same: to really make computers think like humans. In a nutshell, AI's goal is to make computer or computer programs smart enough to initiate the behavior of a human mind. Now, it's very likely that you interacted with some form of AI in your day-to-day activities, probably even today. If you use Gmail, you may enjoy the automatic spam filters. In fact, according to Google, Gmail blocks 100 million spam messages daily with its artificial intelligence agent. Next, if you own a smartphone, you probably fill out a calendar app with the help of Apple's Siri or Microsoft's Cortina or Samsung's Bixby. And if you own a newer vehicle, perhaps you've benefited from the driver-assisted feature while you are driving. These are all possible because of artificial intelligence. But as convenient and helpful as these products are, they lack the ability to learn independently. They can't think outside of their code. And most of you know that computer code is a written set of instructions that tells the AI what to do. So here is where I need to introduce you to machine learning. And this part of the presentation might get a little geeky. Machine learning is a branch of AI whose purpose is to give machines the ability to learn a task without pre-existing code.
Our ability to learn and get better at tasks through experience is part of being human. When we're born, we know almost nothing and can do almost nothing for ourselves. But soon, we're learning and becoming more capable every day. But did you know that computers can do the same? Machine learning brings together statistics and computer science to enable computers to learn how to do a given task without being programmed to do so. Just as your brain uses experience to improve at a task, so can computers. Say you need a computer that can tell the difference between a picture of a dog and a picture of a cat. You could begin by feeding it images and telling it, this one's a dog, that one's a cat. A computer programmed to learn will seek statistical patterns within the data that will enable it to recognise a cat or a dog in the future. It might figure out on its own that cats have shorter noses and that dogs come in a larger variety of sizes, and then represent that information numerically, organising it in space. But, crucially, it's the computer, not the programmer, that identifies those patterns and establishes the algorithm by which future data will be sorted. One example of a simple yet highly effective algorithm is to find the optimal line separating cats from dogs. When the computer sees a new picture, it checks which side of the line it falls on and then says either cat or dog. But of course there can be mistakes. The more data the computer receives, the more finely tuned its algorithm becomes, and the more accurate it can be in its predictions. Machine learning is already widely applied. It's the technology behind facial recognition, text and speech recognition, spam filters on your inbox, online shopping or viewing recommendations, credit card fraud detection, and so much more. At the University of Oxford, machine learning researchers are combining statistics and computer science to build algorithms that can solve more complex problems more efficiently, using less computing power. From medical diagnoses to social media, the potential of machine learning to transform our world is truly mind-blowing.
Machine learning is an area of research in computer science that studies a special type of instruction called algorithms. Algorithms are a set of step-by-step instructions used to do something. An algorithm is really only a set of rules. For example, if you sort your laundry before you're washing it, you use an algorithm. If the algorithm is to put the white laundry on the left pile and the colored laundry on the right pile, and you repeat until you're done, this is an algorithm. It's just that simple. Machine learning uses a set of instructions that improve automatically based on experience. In other words, what makes machine learning algorithms different from others is that they're able to learn from the data that we feed them. Image recognition is a good example.
Every day we're getting image recognition more involved in order to help us with our personal daily lives. If you see some strange looking plant your friend is growing in their living room, simply point Google Lens at it and it will tell you what it is. If your Discord friend uploads a photo of their new cat and you want to know what breed it is, just run a Google image reverse search and you'll find out what it is. Even self-driving vehicles need to know where they can drive, which is a road, where are the lanes, where they can make a turn, what the difference is between a red light, green light, and amber light, where the stop signs are. Well, you get the message. As you can see, image recognition is a huge part of deep learning, and it can be both cool and scary. So how does it work? Here's a basic explanation. In order for that car to know what a stop sign looks like, it must be given an image of a stop sign. The machine will read the stop sign, and through a variety of algorithms, it will then study the stop sign and analyze how the image is going to look by going section per section. What color is the stop sign? What shape is it? What's written on it? How big is it usually? And where is it usually seen in a driver's peripheral vision? Things like that. If there's any errors, scientists can simply correct them. Once the image has been completely read, it can be labeled and categorized. But why stop with one image? In our perspective, we don't really need to think for half a second on what a stop sign is and what we must do when we see it. We've seen so many stop signs in our lives, it's pretty much embedded in our brains. So the machine must read many different stop signs for better accuracy. That way, it doesn't matter whether the stop sign is seen during foggy or rainy conditions, during the night, or during the day, because the machine has seen a stop sign many times. It can know it's a stop sign just by looking at its shape and color alone. All of that sounds really cool, right? But it can also be scary. If you upload and back up your photos, go check out your photos. If you haven't sorted anything, you'll notice that Google has done it for you. There's a category for places, things, videos, and animations, and maybe others. And if you go to things, you'll see that Google has sorted your photos into albums based on where Google thinks they belong. So you'll have photos labeled as food, beaches, trains, buses, and whatever else you may have photographed in the past. This is all thanks to the work of Google's image recognition analysis. It has analyzed over 1 million photos on the internet, your photos, your friends' photos, strangers' photos, and any photo that appears on Google image search. It's not just Google that uses image recognition as well. If you upload a photo and Facebook recognizes your friends, it will automatically tag them. So yes, it's kind of creepy considering it's a privacy concern, but some people may appreciate the convenience anyways because it saves some time. No matter how cool or scary it is, image recognition plays a huge role in society and will continue to be in development. Many companies are continuing to implement image recognition and other AI technologies. The more we can automate certain tasks with machines, the more productive we can be as a society.
Now, as the video described, an image recognition machine may be given millions of pictures to analyze. After going through many changes, the machine acquires the ability to recognize patterns, shapes, faces, and even more. Speech recognition is another good example of this. There are two basic types of artificial intelligence. The first is weak AI, which is also known as narrow AI. This type of AI can handle only one task at a time. For example, it can select your favorite song from Spotify, select your favorite movie from Netflix, filter your email spam, or instruct a self-driving car. The second is what's called strong AI, and it's also known as Artificial General Intelligence, or AGI. This is much more sophisticated. This type of AI refers to a system which is able to cope with a generalized task, much like a human. AGI, as it's abbreviated, can successfully perform any intellectual task that a human can. This sort of AI is the AI that we've seen in movies like Her and other scientific movies in which humans interact with machines and operating systems. These artificial intelligent agents are conscious, they can sense things, and are driven by emotion and self-awareness. But for machines to achieve a true human-like intelligence, they need to be capable of experiencing consciousness, and as far as today, this has not happened.
I'm here.
Oh. Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm well. How's everything with you?
Pretty good, actually. It's really nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Now, that's just a little excerpt from Her for all of you that never saw the movie. You should. It's kind of interesting. Efforts to advance AI concepts over the past 20 years have resulted in some truly amazing innovations. Let's look at a few.
Meet Digit. Manufactured by Agility Robotics, Digit is envisioned to help take care of people in their homes, assist with disaster response, and deliver packages to front doors. With its nimble limbs and a torso packed with sensors, Digit can navigate complex environments and carry out tasks such as package delivery. Digit is a direct descendant of Cassie, Agility's first robot. In May 2019, Ford Motor Company and Agility announced a partnership to develop a last-mile logistics solution that combines Ford's autonomous vehicle technology and Agility's Digit. This is Pepper. Manufactured by SoftBank Robotics, Pepper is the world's first social humanoid robot that is able to recognize faces and basic human emotions. Pepper has been adopted by over 2,000 companies around the world. Perfect in retail and finance industries, Pepper has numerous functionalities, including increasing store traffic by attracting the attention of shoppers, creating memorable in-store experiences, stimulating purchase and retain customers. Pepper can also gather comprehensive data to enrich the customer base and generate shopper insights. This is Atlas, the world's most dynamic humanoid robot built by Boston Dynamics, a company that was previously owned by Google and now by SoftBank. Thanks to its state-of-the-art hardware and algorithm that allows it to quickly understand instructions. With its 28 hydraulic joints, 4.9 feet of height, and 176 pounds weight, the robot can perform both impressive and terrifying acts, including navigating uneven terrain, jumping around a parkour course, and doing somersaults. All these activities demonstrate human-level agility, so the robot can be perfect for search and rescue operations and performing human tasks in environments where humans could not survive. Introducing Spot, a robot dog designed for industrial uses, such as carrying goods through a warehouse and inspecting a remote site with an unfavorable environment for human operators. It can run at 5.2 feet per second, has 360-degree cameras, and can operate in temperatures ranging from 4 to 113 degrees Fahrenheit. With its API and flexible payload interface, the robot can be easily customized for desired tasks. Spot is also manufactured by Boston Dynamics and is now being leased to eligible companies.
These are truly amazing. But now let's look at how AI learns. Typically, there are three learning methods: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and something called reinforcement learning. In supervised learning, the computer scientist would label the correct answer, and AI would learn the pattern by comparing the correct answer with other possible answers. In unsupervised learning, the scientist would provide the correct answer, and the algorithms would infer patterns from the data set without reference to the known or labeled outcomes. Now, this can get very, very technical. The last is called reinforcement learning, and it really plays a very minor role in training AI, but it's very similar to training an animal, giving them reinforcement. When the animal displays a desired behavior, it's given a reward. Now, this gets to be very complex and very geeky, so that's about all the information that I'll give you now. Computers and other AI applications are everywhere today. It would be almost impossible to go through your entire life without using any sort of artificial intelligence. We use cars, ATMs, TVs, and these all contain computers and with AI assistance. Here's a little song to help you remember.
Computers are everywhere. They are hiding in phones, televisions, cars, airplanes, traffic lights. Computers are everywhere around us. Computers are everywhere around us.
I know that's silly, but I thought it might make you smile. Let's look at a few simple applications of AI that probably most of you use. First, Siri is one of the most popular personal assistants offered by Apple on the iPhone, iPad, and the Apple Watch. She helps to find information, get directions, send messages, make voice phone calls, open applications, and even add events to my calendar. Siri uses machine learning technology in order to get smarter and capable to understand natural language questions and requests. Next is Netflix, and Netflix needs no introduction. It's a widely popular content-on-demand service that uses predictive technology to offer recommendations on the basis of your reaction, interest, choices, and behavior when you choose films. The technology examines content to recommend movies that are based on your previous liking and your reactions. Now, remember, Netflix is turning more and more intelligent every single year as it gathers more data on you. Next is Pandora, and Pandora is considered the world's most powerful music discovery platform. It uses a proprietary algorithm to determine which music to play for you at any given time. It's also called the DNA of music because depending upon 400 musical characteristics, the team of expert musicians individually analyzes the song, and the AI algorithm then recommends the song to you on your personal playlist. Next is Nest, and it's made by Google. And Nest is one of the most famous and successful artificial intelligence startups. Google acquired it in 2014 for $3.2 billion. And the Nest learning system thermostat uses behavioral algorithms to save you energy based on your behavior and schedule. It uses a very intelligent machine learning process that learns the temperature that you like and programs itself in about a week. Moreover, it will automatically turn off to save energy if nobody is at home. Next is my favorite, and it's a flying drone. They're some of my favorite toys. They indicate a powerful machine learning system that can translate the environment into a 3D model through its sensors and camera videos. And video cameras. They magically fly and they return home safely, almost to the exact spot where they left from. Amazon Echo and Apple's HomePod are amazing. These are revolutionary products that can help you to search the web for information, schedule appointments, shop, control lights and switches and thermostats, answer questions, read you audiobooks, report traffic, weather, give you information on local businesses, provide sports scores, and your schedule, just to name a few. Smartwatches are awesome, and I always own one. In fact, I'm such an electronic junkie that I always have to have the most up-to-date version of the Apple iWatch. Smartwatches are equipped with advanced AI and will monitor your every move. In the old days, we'd walk 10 miles to school in the snow, or so we thought, and now we have smartwatches and phone apps and artificial intelligence wearables to tell us exactly how far we're walking or running. And they also track our heart rate, the number of calories burned, and many other metrics. Artificial intelligence is gaining popularity at a quicker pace, influencing the way that we live and interact with our environment. The Internet of Things is growing larger every day. And Internet of Things devices cannot function without artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence needs IoT devices to be of greater use to humanity. These technologies hold the power to transform our lives. When it comes to AI, it's difficult to really know where we're headed, but we've come so far so quickly. The thing is today that we don't realize when we're in contact with artificial intelligence because we're getting so used to the technology, doing new and amazing things every day that we don't stop to think about the science behind the gadgets or the programs that we use. But we all know that sometimes these wonderful devices can be challenging to work with. As always, keep your sense of humor, be senior smart, and see you in cyberspace.